All right. We are live for our first session of The Key from Above. We are a live action role playing Dungeons and Dragons group. We will be playing weekly on Tuesday nights here on Twitch at 6 p.m. Central Time. We have a group of individuals hand selected by me to play in this campaign here that I have spent the last couple months writing. It is a dark side of Disney themed sort of Dungeons and Dragons reiteration here. It's going to be a little different than what you're used to. We're going to bring it to you in the best possible way. I'm going to go around here our table and introduce our players and kind of let them give you a little bit of information about themselves and about the character who they are playing. So we'll start with Yuri.
Hey, yo, dude. I'm Uri. I'm from Agerberg, Agrabah. We call it A-Town. People say I'm a street rat, but I'm not a street rat. I'm a diamond in the rough. I steal only what I can't afford, but that's pretty much everything. I'm just trying to stay one skip ahead of my doom.
One skip ahead of your tune. And who are you playing Yuri?
Oh, that doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, all right. It will be mystery. Yuri is a mystery. Perfect.
I'm an enigma wrapped in a puzzle, in a riddle, in a box of Kit Kats. No, they don't come in a box. They melt too easy.
They do melt pretty easy. Ariella Ella Anderson.
Hello, darlings. I'm sure you've heard of me. Voice of Atlantis, known all throughout the realms. No? Oh, great. Bunch of backwater hicks. Great. No, it's no problem, though.
Wait. I'm front water. Water. Sorry, water. Front water. Front water hick. Oh, not a hick. Yeah.
But I will be playing a changeling bard, basically taking inspiration from Ariel, more or less.
Taking inspiration from Ariel. Perfect. Next, we have Snow.
Well, I am not near as good as how they do their introductions.
That's okay.
But I am a ghostwise halfling druid inspired by Snow White.
Perfect. Hattie Broadbrim. Hattie Broadbrim.
Hattie Broadbrim's the name, setting out to both escape the queen, she likes to collect heads, you know, and exploring the magic I've recently discovered a talent for, hoping to see where it leads me, hopefully far, far away from the queen.
Far away from the queen, indeed. Whisper.
Yeah. Hey there. I'm Whisper. I'm not really that much into introductions, but I'm here to punch things, so I hope you guys enjoy that.
Punching things is always fun. Punching things is always fun. So, that is our characters. We have Ariella, Yuri, Snow, Hattie, and Whisper. And they are going to begin their journey very, very, very quickly here. As each of them finds themselves sleeping in their bed. And as they're sleeping in their bed, they're dreaming the most pleasant dreams they could have thought to dream this evening. And they slowly drift away into the comfort of their sleep, when suddenly Each of them feels as if they are falling, falling and falling and falling, just warmly covered in a blanket of fall as they open their eyes and see they're surrounded by strangers and stars and the night sky, and that's where they are beginning their journey. So take it away, guys, as you fall down this starry darkness.
When you's wishing up on a stair, it makes no difference who you are.
What are you trying to sing?
Anything your heart deserve.
Stop. Please just don't. Oh God. You are butchering. No.
Oh, I didn't realize I was in the presence of the gentry. Sorry.
Who are you people? And where am I? I assure you, whatever little ransom you think you're gonna get, no. Just no.
I have no idea where we are, but I'm sure we're not in Wonderland. I wonder if that's what that odd girl was talking about. She mentioned falling. Who are all of you? You're certainly bigger than teacups.
Are you serious?
About needing a bigger teacup? Yes. Why?
You don't know who I am.
Haven't the foggiest.
I once found a teacup. I found it. I swear I found it. I got 3 copper for that teacup. 8. I got a whole loaf of bread for that teacup I found.
The problem with bread is it goes stale. Better to have cake. Cake doesn't go stale.
Cake. Sure. I've had cake. Yes, of course I've eaten cake. Yes. Very edible. Cake is edible. Of course who hasn't had cake? Yes, I've had cake.
So as you're falling and talking to each other and coming to and realizing you're surrounded by stars, you notice some of the larger stars in the sky start to take a form of a constellation before you. As you still continue to fall, and it's still all darkness all around you, all just the sky, you can't quite see where you are yet. But you do see this starry constellation take form before your eyes.
It almost looks like a teacup, but it's upside down. All the tea will fall out.
It looks like a lamp to me, but I've definitely had a lamp. Of course, I've had a lamp. Yes, who doesn't have many lamps? Of course, I've owned a lamp.
And very quickly, as you see this constellation form, this shadowy figure emerges from this constellation. With a large, booming voice, he says to you, "My children, for you are here to live your destiny. Fear not, everything is as it should be and will be to come." When suddenly you land. And when you land, you seem to not quite be so surrounded by this strange circle of stones surrounding this tree stump, which you have landed on. Very very pleasantly landed, mind you. You didn't get hurt in the fall. You land on your feet as graceful as you should, surrounded by these stones.
This is a table for giants. We should watch out. Might get squashed.
I will hop off the stump and start examining the stones.
Give me an investigation.
Sure.
As you approach these stones and start to look at them.
19.
Perfect. So as you approach the stones, which direction do you head? North, south, east, or west?
Let's go north.
Okay. So when you arrive at the first stone here in the north, you notice it is a very, very large stone, what appears to be some sort of doorway. And around this stone doorway, you see these markings carved into the door. You're not quite able to read them as they look as if they're purposefully defaced. But the one thing you will notice about this door is there is a spot in the center of it, which appears to hold a dinner plate size something that is missing.
If I look at the other stones, do they also have something missing out of them?
Yes. All of them except for one, the one located directly in the south, have carvings and markings around them. Each of them looking slightly different, but still not legible since they have clearly been defaced. The one directly in the south appears to have markings that you actually particularly might be able to read, as there are letters and shapes around this particular door. The letters don't appear to form words, but you see things like D, E, A, and the word key following them. And these shapes appear to be little round balls with a stick attached to them, if you don't know what they are. But to those of the trained eye, it very much appears to be music notes.
Oh,
Let's not be too hasty. Let me take a quick look here.
go for it.
Yeah. Seems like there's a D, an E, an A, and a key of some sort.
You see a few other letters, E, C, G, F, several different individual ones all around this doorway.
I know this song. It ends with Z.
Yes, I know this song too. Of course I know this song. Who doesn't know this song? Everyone does.
Well, do we want to try going through this door, I guess? Or do we want to further explore this area?
So I'll tell you a thing about the door. It is missing the thing in the center, but it's the one you can read. It's a stone door that you can't just open and walk through. The symbols and letters appear to correlate to the opening of this particular door.
I'm not used to walking through doors. I usually go through windows, to be honest. So maybe someone else should take the lead.
I would like to walk around and check behind the door. You never know who might be lurking.
When you walk around behind the door, you don't see anything.
There's nothing here that I can see. There might be something here that I can't. You never can tell about invisibility. Does anyone here play yo-yos? Because those symbols look like yo-yos. Maybe if we hit it with a yo-yo.
I had a friend named Yo-Yo.
I-
He lived an up and down life.
Most of us do.
I'm just gonna start singing the keys. Just
So, as you begin to sing, the symbols start to glow a little, and the ground at your feet rumbles. As the ground rumbles at your feet, a piano board springs from the ground in front of you. A life-size piano keyboard that you can step on the keys to play musical notes with.
oh, well, isn't this lovely?
Good job, Red. You cast Summon Giant Piano.
That's not a real spell, but I will.
I've definitely seen a piano in person before. I haven't just heard about them in stories at all. I've definitely seen this before.
Can we go jump on them?
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna go jump on it.
Maybe the keys correspond to the notes on the
Pause.
stone.
Probably.
Because I've seen so many pianos, I would know this. I think.
Which one should I jump on then?
Oh well, you first. I don't.
It is best to proceed in the
Princess.
order one is provided with, unless, of course, one does not want to go where one is being told, in which case one should go by the order one is not provided with. But if we want to go in the direction we are being pointed toward, you should go in the order of the door.
You are using
Yes,
your words right
agree.
now.
Okay, so jump on this key and then this one, and I'm just gonna direct, following the notes that are on the door still.
Following the notes that are on the door. Now, Ariella, as you sang the keys on the door, the notes up in tune, you noticed that a couple of them seemed to spin as you hit them in key. The couple that stand out to you are C, E, F, and A.
Okay, then those would be the keys I would tell them to jump on.
In any particular order?
What a confusing way to spell face. Or perhaps it's cafe.
Try face first.
I try face.
So as you begin to dance along the keys, hitting notes F, A, C, and E, those symbols on the door seem to light up and glow, and each one shoots a beam of glowing green energy into the center of the door where the missing dinner plate sized space is, until they form a symbol in the door. I'll show you this symbol here. That looks like this. The symbol that forms from the light fills the circle in the center, and a large button depresses from the door with this symbol on the front of it. And the whole doorway is now glowing a bright green. The piano is gone, by the way.
Aw.
So who wants to press the button of possible death?
You're never supposed to press a red button, but this one is green. Go for it.
That sounds awesome.
All right. Press on the button.
So as you press the button, you feel like it takes some force because it's fairly large, but you're able to successfully push it back in flush with the door. And as you do, the stone in the doorway disappears into this same glowing green light, as if it just opened for you to step through.
Who'd like to enter first?
Well, this will be an adventure, and I don't think the queen is there, so tally-ho! I jump in.
So Hattie jumps in to the glowing green door.
I sigh and follow.
Okay, I know the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. But I hate rules. But I am going to follow the princess.
Let's go.
I jump in.
So everybody goes through the door. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect. So as you step through this glowing green door, you step out onto a stone cobble path in a completely different place. It's very dimly lit around you, as if the sun is setting. The stone path only goes one way. The other way is back through the green door you just stepped out of. And in the direction where the path heads seems to be a town.
Do any of you know what town that is?
One where people live. Perhaps they will have a merry-go-round.
It's not a town. That's where I'm from. That's not a town. That's for sure.
Doesn't look familiar.
Every town is a town. Just
Oh,
as every city.
I mean, Agerberg, Agrabah. We
The
call
name
it
of the town matters less than the people who live there. We should meet them and invite them to tea.
Yes.
Or see if they can send us back home and away from whatever lunatic brought us here.
Let's not be too hasty. There are people back at home that I don't necessarily want to see again.
Indeed, perhaps the lunatics are at home, and we should go to the town and meet the people. They might have tea or a merry-go-round. Let's go. I skip down the road.
Oh, okay, we're going.
I've definitely had tea before, and I've been on a merry-go-round for sure. That is a thing that's happened in my life. Definitely.
You know you can stop with the lies, right?
What? 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 I, what?
I'm just gonna pat him on the head. You gotta be a bit more convincing, dear.
But yeah.
And I just follow along, heading to town.
So you travel this cobblestone path. It doesn't take you long. The town ahead of you is in sight, maybe 10 or 15 minutes of walking. You don't see anything around you really. It just feels like an open field on either side. It's getting darker the closer you approach the town. Sun is setting quickly. As you approach this town, you see the cobblestone path just leads you right in to what appears to be a town center. And this is what you see. You will enter the town in between the two buildings on the bottom center there, where you see just the peak of one and the roof of the other. So you'll come through your cobblestone path into this little town here, where you see several shops lit up around the way. You don't see a lot of people moving about, a few here and there in and out of the shops and things as it gets late, headed home. Into the restaurant there in town. You'll see a few people head in to get something to eat. There are several buildings you are able to approach if you so choose, or you can try to go farther into town.
I would like to stop someone. Hello, sorry. I don't know where I am. Where am I exactly?
So you're able to stop somebody who appears to be a small white rabbit man. He stops in the tracks in front of you and just smiles and says, "You're in Traverse Town, dear. Did you not know?" And hops off.
Traverse Town.
As soon as I see the rabbit person, I would like to look around for a place to hide.
You are able to find some wooden barrels next to the restaurant that looks to be a good little hiding spot.
When I'm
I immediately go the same. When I see someone hiding, I immediately, instinctively go hide. Same place.
From my hiding spot, I would like to keep an eye on the rabbit person. What are they wearing?
What seems to be a flannel button-up shirt with a little cottontail sticking out the bottom of it.
Far too informal for the queen.
I wonder if he's in a grunge band.
He does not appear to be in a band. He appears to be walking down the street.
Yeah, but we don't know what he does at night, I whisper.
If we keep watching, we may learn soon. It is becoming night.
So as you look around this town square, if you're observing things, you'll notice that the buildings in this town are built very eloquently, almost Victorian age in terms of design and layout. You appear to be in the first district, as you see a sign that says First District in front of you, and a sign that points to Second in an opposite direction of where you are. The buildings around are very normal buildings that you would see in just about any town. You see a sign for a general store, you see a sign for an apothecary, a sign for a blacksmith, and you see a sign hanging above what you can only assume is the tavern and inn, given there are seating outside and people eating, that has a picture of a small boy with a long nose, and the sign simply says G's, like letter G as in golf, apostrophe S.
I'm gonna go into the general store and see if I can find a map.
You're going to go into the general store.
I'm gonna go with her.
Okay.
In A-Town, we don't have general stores. We have like corporal stores and sergeant stores. That's all we got.
Do you think we should follow the fancy ones? They do have pretty ribbons.
So, for the ones of you who did officially go in to the general store, it appears to be a very normal shop from what you can see. There are a plethora of common items around the store: clothing, blankets, bottles, ink pens, toolkits, just very simple items. Um, the man behind the counter is tall and slightly muscular. His build isn't too that much of a warrior, but more of a crafter. And he appears very lost in the book that he is writing in his hands.
I definitely didn't sneak something into a pocket for sure. I definitely wouldn't have done that.
Excuse me, good sir. I'm sorry to bother you.
Oh, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry, he says, fumbling and putting his book down. He looks a little startled because he wasn't paying attention. Welcome to Sid's. How can I help you today?
Yes. Me and my companions? Yes, my companions. We just arrived to town and might you have a map?
A map of
The town?
Traverse Town? Of here? Of this town? Oh, no map. The districts, they're laid out in a straight line. You don't really need one to see where you're going. Are you new in town?
Very new. I have no idea where anything is, or I don't even know where exactly I am in First Town.
Well, my dear, you are here in Traverse Town, one of the only safe places left in this universe.
I beg your pardon.
Have you been sleeping?
Yes, but what is the only safe place?
Oh, you don't know. Well, this darkness, it's spread all through the lands, and people are losing their homes to the shadows and the awful creatures that dwell in them. Things are not as they once were. So oftentimes people come here as we're the only place that's not been completely overrun. Some of the deeper districts, 5, 4, 3, and 2, have a little bit of a darkness problem, but we're safe here in the first district. We are most particularly safe.
Everywhere. Including Atlantis?
Including Atlantis. It was one of the first to fall, along with Wonderland and the Dwarven Woodlands. Agrabah closely behind.
Oh,
Halloween Town.
I was just there. Okay. Very funny. You can stop your joke now.
Roll me an insight.
Three.
You don't think he's joking. The tone of his face and the expression in his words very clearly convey truth to you.
now they say it's better down where it's wetter, but listen to me. He might be onto something.
I just sit down and hold my head between my hands.
How
Don't
long
fret,
has
dear.
the darkness been coming?
Oh, it started months ago, creeping in just ever so gently in the evenings when it could blend in with the rest of the darkness. And then the sun started rising later, and these new creatures started coming, and it just continued as each world became ever dark. Months it's been happening. Months, very close to. He pulls an abacus out and starts moving the beads around, counting 1, 4, 7, 11, almost a year. It started almost a year ago to this day.
Those were. I'm no mathematician, so I'm gonna not say anything more.
Yes, math. It's a very, very, very interesting thing that math is. That's why I have my trusty abacus here. Sometimes my brain, it gets a little fuzzy and I forget things, and the numbers, they just get a little crazy. So if I move the beads along, I can keep track. Just simple mind things, right?
If I see her sitting on the floor, I will then come in and say, "Floors are dirty. You should find a chair. This is a store. Do you have chairs? Why are you sitting on the floor?"
Well, of course we have chairs. You can buy them over here. Just a few copper pieces and you could have your very own chair.
I slowly stumble up. I'm gonna go get a drink. I need a drink.
Do you want some water? I got some water.
They do not usually sell drinks at the store. You should go to the bar.
I am. Oh my god.
Unless
Oh
there is
my
a tea
God.
house. Tea is better for drinking. Do you have a tea house in town?
Well, we don't really have a tea house, but gee, he's a pretty fancy guy. He might have something kind of like tea over there.
What does G stand for, by the way?
It stands for time to put it in your mouth.
I don't know what that means. I'm very uncomfortable.
It's his name. It's what the guy that owns the restaurant goes by. I don't know if he has another name. It's just what I've always known him as. Just simply G.
Does that mean you're Sid?
In A-Town, G stands for gangsta. So I'm nervous.
Sid? It does mean I'm Sid. Who said Sid? He looks
I said
around. Who is I? I am Sid. You are not Sid.
Well, I asked if you were Sid.
I am Sid. Didn't I tell you my name was Sid? Wait a minute.
Well, you said we were in Sid, so I didn't think that was your name right off the bat.
Yeah, of course it is. Who else would own a shop named Sid's if their name wasn't Sid? Silly, silly, silly.
Someone who is hiding from the queen.
The queen? We don't have a queen here.
You do not have a queen? This place is marvelous. I will stay forever.
Well, no, we don't have a queen. There may be queens and princesses that live in the city, but we don't have a queen that reigns over the city. Are you guys okay? You look famished. Have you been sleeping? You seem very out of it. You should head over to G's and get something to eat and maybe a place to rest.
You have to be out of it before you can be in it. But I think you are correct. We should get her something to drink. I reach up, take her hand, if she will allow me, and walk across the street.
I will allow it. I'm in a daze right now.
Come, come. I know not what he said, but you should be sitting in chairs and drinking tea. Let's go.
Okay.
So you go to the tavern. When you enter into the tavern, you enter through the front doors. You'll see a little couch and chair there on each side, and then you can enter into the main tavern. As soon as you open the door into the main part of the tavern, the smell of fresh herbs and roasted tomatoes fills your nose, and the smell of some sort of cooking meat. You see a few people placed around the tavern eating meals. An older gentleman with gray hair behind the bar, and a small black and white cat walking around the inside of the tavern.
I look down at my friend from A-Town and say, you should watch out for the cat.
Yes, I've definitely seen a cat and been inside a palace before. This is a palace, right?
Are you sure you have not been inside a cat and seen a castle before? Cat, we would like chairs to sit in and things to drink.
I think you gotta talk to the person, not the cat.
I'm not good at that. You should try it.
Yes, I too would like to sit in a chair like I've done many times.
I'm going to slowly approach the bar. I need something strong, please. And thank you.
Ooh, we're drinking, huh?
I need a drink.
Okay.
My world. I'm having oh god.
As you sound kind of like you're gonna faint. So the elderly gentleman that you see behind the bar, he'll reach out and take your hand, kind of help you sit at a chair there. He's an elderly man. He has gray hair and a pair of glasses. He wears a leather style workman's vest and a pair of tattered trousers. He has a shirt on underneath as well. He looks like he works very hard. And he says, come, 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 dear, sit, sit. Are you okay? Here, let me get you some water. And he pours a glass of water for the very weak girl in front of him.
That looks like the best water I've ever seen.
You can probably get some too.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what troubles you, child? What troubles you?
I was asleep, and then I woke up falling, and there was a lunatic saying some nonsense, and there were weird stone doors, and now I'm here, and I just found out apparently everything's wrong, and there's darkness, and I'm not having a good day.
My child, you're just now finding about the darkness. Were you asleep a long time?
We all were.
You must have been. Come eat, all of you. Come sit down. And he waves to the group of you to come sit at the bar. And he walks off into the kitchen behind, where you hear some clanging and banging, and he seems to be communicating with somebody else. The voice from the other person in the kitchen is much more higher pitched and definitely not as aged. The conversation between the two of them seems very hurried and very excited as they prepare and burst from the kitchen with plates of pasta and meat sauce for each of you and sets them down in front of you at the counter. The person with the other voice comes out behind the gentleman, and you notice he's a small boy, half the size of the man who you are able to assume is G at this point. He has a fairly pointy nose, and he wears a little red hat, and he follows excitedly along behind G as they bring you your dinner.
Listen, buddy, I feel like he pulls the strings on you, and I just want you to know I'm on your side, pal. But listen, what a feast.
Pulls the strings? I'm a real boy. There's
No, you're definitely a real boy. Me too. I'm a real boy too, and we're both two real boys sitting, talking, eating a feast. Yes.
Yes, a feast. A feast you are eating, children, says the gentleman. I believe you're the group we've been waiting on now that I've thought about it and discussed it with my colleague. It's been a long time that you were supposed to be here. We've been waiting almost as long as the darkness has been. But I'm happy to see you here now. Have some dinner and I'll show you to your rooms afterwards. You can get some rest, and we really have to talk tomorrow about some things. If you have no memory of the darkness, I just don't know how this is gonna work, how it's gonna work if you don't know of the darkness and we've been waiting for you. Oh, I need to sit down. And he sits down.
I lean over and I say, do you see how he did that? He sat in a chair. That is how you were supposed to sit down. You had things to discuss with us. How many of them?
Things to discuss with you, a few of them actually, and they're very, very important. You know, it's seemingly coincidental that it's taken you so long to get here, almost a year to the day of the fall of darkness. But pay no mind, pay no mind. Eat, eat, eat. Rest up. There's a very large journey ahead of you.
Darkness fell a year ago. We've been falling for a year. That's a long way down that starry hole.
It's a very long
Let's-
fall.
Miraculous, we did not splat upon the bottom.
Yeah, lucky us.
You don't seem too excited to be here in Traverse Town, miss. I think I know your name, but I don't want to assume. I will introduce myself. I am G, the proprietor of this fine establishment here. And this is my young son here. His name, well, Pinocchio, of course.
He's a very real boy. Nice to meet you. I'm Yuri. I'm also a real boy, not a kobold, not at all. A very real human boy. Obviously. Yes.
He giggles at you. Yuri, you say. Yuri, it's okay. It's okay to be a kobold.
Unless one does not wish to be a kobold, in which case I cast minor illusion and make him look like a small boy.
See? This is the best day of my life. I'm sitting in a chair eating a feast.
Did you want red hair, or brown, or blonde, or perhaps something more adventurous?
I'm just happy my hair is not falling out.
Well, I could do that if you wish, but I would have to cast
I don't. That was a rough summer.
Oh dear. You said your name is Pinocchio and you are a real boy. My name is Hattie. I think I am a boy, but I do not know if I am real. Reality is difficult to grasp.
Pleasure to meet you, Hattie and Yuri. And you ladies are not as talkative as some of the other women around. I quite thank you for that. Sometimes women, well, they're women, but you talk a little less than I prefer. Are you okay? Do you need a doctor?
Like I said, I've had a rough day.
I understand a rough day, darling. I'll leave you to it then. You enjoy your meal, and I will return shortly with a dessert for you. And he and Pinocchio head off into the kitchen, leaving you alone at the bar to eat.
What shape is the pasta on my plate?
In the shape of
Pasta has shapes? What?
they are in the shape of hearts and also in the shape of moons.
I am eating only the moons and carefully moving the hearts to the side.
Can I have your hearts?
My hearts are yours.
Oh, thanks.
I just
Is the
slide
cat-
my plate over to
Well, you have to eat something.
Yeah, come on.
I will pick at the food and slowly eat.
Is the cat around?
If we were falling for a
Wait,
year,
don't, no, don't give it. This is a feast. You can't.
No. You look like a boy now. It's okay. If we were falling for a year, you have not eaten in a year. You should eat.
The cat is around, meandering through the tavern, stopping at the patrons every so often to receive pets. It is a small black and white kitty with a name tag that hangs around its neck. The name tag says Figaro.
I'm gonna scoop up the cat and bring it over to Ella. I got you a cat. To make you feel better.
Thank you. And I just slowly pet the cat.
The cat will rest gently in your lap and enjoy all of the pets as it makes a purring sound and begins to lightly knead your kneecap with its little paws.
Thank you. I know I've been a little difficult, but thank you. You've both been very kind.
Kindness is as kindness does, and it beats the alternative.
I guess so, but I'll hold out a hand. Well, I'm Ariella Anderson.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Whisper.
I'm Snow.
If there's one good thing, at least we're all in the same boat, more or less.
I'm still hungry.
We are in a bar, not a boat. They might have boats somewhere else if there's water nearby.
He also said he's going to bring dessert, so it's probably good you have room.
Yes, I've definitely had dessert before and been in a boat. These are things I've experienced.
As Yuri says, I'm still hungry, a light jingling sound can be heard around as the plate in front of you magically becomes full again with pasta and meat sauce. So, after some time of you sitting and conversing and enjoying your feast, the gentleman emerges from the kitchen again, holding some large size bowls, steam rising from each of them as he sits them down in front of you. And he says to you, I brought you my very own personal recipe for elderberry cobbler. It'll fix any issues that you're having, and it'll taste good while you're doing it. And some handmade vanilla ice cream as well. And Pinocchio emerges from the kitchen with a small bucket full of handmade vanilla ice cream and gives you each a scoop into your cobbler.
This looks delicious.
Oh, very, very delicious. It's a recipe I've known for a very, very long time. Taught to be by my mother, whose mother taught it to her, and her mother taught it to her, and maybe her mom taught it to her too. I don't know. That was a really long time ago because I'm kind of old and I don't really remember things sometimes, but it's really good.
Yes. It's yeah. It's okay, I guess.
Okay, you guess? You only think it's okay?
I mean, I've definitely eaten ice cream before, so yes, it's definitely like ice cream I've had before, but very good. I would say very good. Yes.
Watching him devour that, he obviously thinks it's the best thing he's ever had.
Agreed.
He obviously does think that of his ice
It
cream.
might be the best thing. I might need a second bowl to be sure. Just to be sure. Just to be sure.
I made plenty because I had hoped you would enjoy it as much as I do. It is my most favorite dessert. Pinocchio and I, we don't make it very often because it's very, very hard to get good elderberries anymore now that the darkness has taken over literally everything good in the world. And so this is the last of what I had, and I have made it for you to have and to hold into your tummies and feel full. Because let me tell you, tomorrow is going to be a long, long day.
How could it be longer than last night?
Well, it seems that your night has lasted the last year because you have been sleeping a very long time.
I do not know if we were sleeping or falling, but
Well-
we were indeed in the night.
It was a long night for you then, so maybe tomorrow won't be as long, but it will certainly feel very long.
Thank you. What do we owe you for all of this?
Oh, nothing, child. I told you, I've been waiting for you. A long time. Been waiting for you. You will lead us out of this darkness, I think. The five of you. The prophecies have foretold that five young warriors would emerge from the darkness to save all of the lands, and the five of you very much radiate that sort of problem-fixing energy. Even though you're slightly distraught of the darkness, you'll come to get used to it pretty quickly. We all did. But
You know what I always say? One trick ahead of disaster. They're quick, but I'm much faster.
I think you might be mistaken. I am no warrior. Not in the slightest.
well, I think the term warrior may be subjective, darling. Perspective, maybe. People are able to wage wars on things in several different manners. And you'll have to look inside yourself to see if you think you're a warrior. But to us, you are.
Looking inside yourself. What a wondrous thing that would be. You would require quite the machine. I don't know that I can sew it, but I can try.
I don't quite think that's what I meant. That's a very literal translation of look inside yourself, Hattie, but certainly sewing is probably not the way to go. But, well, maybe.
I once stood over a pool and held my mouth wide open in the reflection to see if I could look inside myself. But turns out the water wasn't clear enough, so I couldn't see myself in the water. So not inside myself anyway.
Well, if teamwork makes the dream work, I can look inside of you and you can look inside of me, and then we will tell each other what is there, and then we will know.
That sounds great, my friend. You ain't never had a friend like me. Yes, sir.
I open my mouth really wide.
Oh, I am not a dentist, but we might want to get that back bicuspid looked at. Now try me.
You have not brushed your teeth in a year. I think I should
Yeah.
try tomorrow.
Yes, a year. I've definitely brushed my teeth within a year or so. Yes.
So, as you're sitting around looking in each other's mouths and enjoying your dessert, G and Pinocchio have gone off upstairs to arrange your sleeping quarters for you and to make sure that the beds are made and ready for you to be able to go up. They come back down a few moments later and let you know we've gotten some rooms around for you. They're up the stairs there. There's 2 small rooms for the 2 smaller of you, and 3 other rooms, 2 slightly larger, and 1 fit for a princess. You can sleep in whichever one you want, but there's a couple there. Have your pick.
Do you have a slightly less pitched roof that I can sleep on? That would be very nice. I do prefer the lesser pitch of the roof.
Well, I don't really think it's safe to sleep on the roof.
Well, then a floor. Do you have a floor that is not, well, I won't get splinters. That would be very nice. Non-dirt floor possible? Would that be possible?
You
I
can sleep on the floor under my bed. Let's go.
Yeah, perfect. It sounds perfect. It's the best night of my life.
So you are able to go up the stairs. They are on the right side of the building. They're still inside. You're able to go up, and you come into a large open commons area with several doors around it, leading into rooms. There's a large dining room area and a large meeting room area also attached. So there are 5 bedrooms up there. Take your pick. It doesn't, whichever ones you choose, is those will be your rooms for the duration of time that you remain in Traverse Town. So make yourselves at home.
I will walk into one of the smaller rooms, pick up the sheet so that Uri can get under the bed, and say, never does to sleep alone anyway, and hop up on the bed.
Perfect. So Hattie and Yuri have made it into one of the rooms. They decided to share one.
I will go pick a random room.
We'll pick a random room. Well, you pick a room and you are in it, and you're able to close your door and rest for the evening. A good long rest, probably as good a rest as you're going to get with your mind feeling a little jumbled as you realize your home worlds are in disarray and not as they were the last time you decided to go to sleep. But you're all able to get to your rooms and sleep for the evening, wake up, feel refreshed, and come down, or even stay up. Either way, you could have breakfast upstairs or downstairs. It's totally up to you. It is morning, and you are able to awaken and begin your days.
I lean over the bed, look under it to Yuri, and say, good morning. Good morning. He is still asleep. Well, perhaps I better start the conversations with G. And I head downstairs.
I will start walking down, humming to myself.
I'll head downstairs as well.
Same here.
Okay. So you are able to come down and get up to a table and sit down. G will bring over a lovely full breakfast of breakfast meats and eggs and toast and fruit and juice and tea if you like tea, or a dirty bean water if you like dirty bean water. There's several options. He's brought you probably the best breakfast that you could have to start your day. Good morning, good morning. Slept well, I hope.
Best sleep in years. I like this place with no queens.
Well, there's queens that live here, but we're not ruled by a queen, but that's okay. I'm glad you enjoyed your sleep. I'm glad the accommodations were to your liking. So
Can I ask a question? How do you keep the rats from eating your toes? I slept all night, no rats ate even one toe. All of my toes are here.
we don't have rats here.
How is that possible? This is a palace.
No, oh no, dear, no. This isn't a palace. This is just a small tavern and inn.
I'm used to the out. I'm not used to sleeping in an inn. I'm used to sleeping in an out.
Well, I guess it's a good time to try new things, isn't it?
Technically, you slept in an under.
I wasn't an under. It wasn't under. To be fair, true. Someday, yes, true. Very good. Yes.
My experience is that rats prefer below. So if you are under but above, then you are not below, and there will be no rats. Besides,
Yeah.
you mentioned creatures of the darkness. I believe that rats and bats are creatures of the darkness because they rhyme. I am still not sure about cats.
Yes, I followed all of that. Yeah. Yes.
G, you mentioned creatures of the darkness.
Mm-hmm. Yes, these creatures. I think they're called smartless, brainless. No. Skinless. No, wrong organ. Liverless. No. Oh, heartless. Heartless. They're called heartless. Evil creatures. They come out of the shadows with their gnawing and gnashing and biting and slashing, and it's just things were much simpler once.
Sounds like
Gnawing and gnashing and biting and slashing. That is very evil.
Oh, I do not think evil is even a word with enough depth to cover the alignment of the souls of these creatures. They are the meanest and nastiest things, and they get bigger. There's small ones and there's the big ones. Oh, when Pinocchio and I fled our home, the one that got us out of our house was the size of a whale. It was the size of a whale. It tried to eat us, and I had flashbacks, and I did not enjoy it. And I ran away, and we came here, and here we are.
that's
Almost.
quite the tail of the whale.
Oh, the tail was very big too, but you should have saw the mouth. The mouth on that thing, it could swallow a whole ship.
Now, was this mouth from the south?
I don't know if it was a south mouth or a north mouth or an east or west mouth. I know it was a large mouth.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to pass on that bass.
Oh, pass on that bass. You know, I don't know if that Heartless could handle that kind of sass. It's probably good you don't run into one anytime soon.
If I run into one, I'll run away from him. No, you've treated me so well. I will stick a heart right in that heartless. Oh, and by heart I mean the pointy end of my little friend here.
You have a pet rat?
I don't have a pet rat. I did used to have a very good friend named Abu. He was very funny and would do things. He would help me around town, help me, find a loaf of bread here and there.
But which friend? You came here alone.
I am very sad about Abu. I wish he was still around.
Where do we find a heartless, and where do we find them a heart?
Well, I don't know if they could have a heart, but I can tell you where to find some very closely, and it would sure help out the safety of Traverse Town if you would like. The second district here is overrun by some little heartless, and if we can clear it out, we can open a few more buildings here and give room to some more refugees.
The problem as I see it is that we cannot not do it because it has been foretold. And if it has already been foretold, then it is meant to be. And things can only happen as they are meant to be. So because we have come, we must go. And because it has been said, we must slay. Do you disagree? I say, looking at Snow.
No, I don't. Did we check with my stepmother about the hearts though?
The hearts? Your stepmother? I'm confused.
Well, she tried to take mine at one point. So,
Oh, she sounds very heartless as well. Maybe she's possessed by one of those shadow heartless. Oh, dear, um I'm really sorry to hear that. Hold on. You said foretold? Yes, foretold. He will turn around and rifle in a cabinet under the bar and things like that. And then he will pull out this large scroll and lay it down on the bar in front of you and roll it out. And he will say, yes, the oraculum, the compendium, this tells everything. And he will say, see, here it tells the day of the darkness. And then he'll point farther down and you see these pictures moving along the scroll that almost tell a story. And he says, and this is the day that Wonderland fell. And here is the day where Atlantis was taken in darkness. And you see, it goes down the line. And here, today, he points to the day on the oraculum and says, today is the best day because today is the day where we start to clear the darkness. And he rolls it up quickly and sticks it right back under the counter. He says, come, I will lead you to the second district. I will not go in, but I will lead you to the entrance.
I do not see how it can be otherwise. And I finish my morning tea, put my hat upon my head very firmly, and jump down off the stool.
Gee, did no one try to stop this before?
They have, but the Heartless just have been stronger than any of the forces that we were able to amass in any of the lands. They just came so quickly and overran everything.
And you think we are somehow going to beat this?
It is told, so it must be.
Well, you ain't never had a friend like me, and I'm in. I'll do it.
All right.
I'm going to need to find scrolls. I must learn more tricks to stay ahead of them.
Lead the way.
All right, he will take you out of the tavern and into the first district. And he will lead you to the entrance to what says second district. And he says to you, behind this door is the second district, and you will find these heartless, but I have faith in you. You can do it. There shouldn't be too many. Clear them out, and we can use those buildings again. And then we'll be able to do the third district and so on until we clear all of Traverse Town. And, well, you know how adventures go.
And if there are trinkets or baubles, do we turn them in? Do we turn them on? Do we turn them round?
Well, if there's trinkets and baubles, you'll know what to do with them when you see it. Now, I must get back. Ta-ta! And he runs off and leaves you standing at the door of the second district.
Well, there's no turning back now.
Right.
Seems there
Right.
never was.
Let's do this.
After you, my lady.
I take a deep breath and I walk through the door to the second district.
Okay. As you push the door open, it creaks and groans and opens into a large cobblestone street similar to the ones in the first district. You see that it is not necessarily dark, but kind of foggy around. You can see several buildings, none of which are actually lit up, and you hear slight rustlings coming from around the area. You do see the tall looming tower in the background as well.
Can I look around and see if I can figure out where the noise is coming from?
You can.
Okay.
Perception.
9.
You are not quite able to discern exactly which direction, but you feel like it comes from multiple.
I'm guessing rats. I don't like them. Never liked them. That's why I sleep on the rooftops. Dirty rats.
It could be
They
my
call me a street rat. I'm not a street rat. I'm a diamond in the rough.
It could be mice. They're far more companionable.
Mice are better. I agree.
Oh, but for a spot of light.
But I sometimes wonder, are mice just lazy rats? I don't know.
Oh, they're terribly lazy, but it's not their fault. They can't stay awake.
So they eat too much cheese.
It has an effect on the mind when you eat too much cheese. I think perhaps we are meant to go there, but that doesn't mean we should do it first.
I'm gonna look around for where these rats are.
Okay. Are you just, which way are you going? So it's a very large street. It's dark enough that you're not able to see both sides from the center. So you have to go up the right or up the left.
I'm perceiving. I'm listening to my ears. I was told I have handsome ears.
And what do your ears tell you when you listen?
Now that I should go left or right, and I think I'm going to go left.
Okay. So as you walk up the left side of the street, you hear the rustling, and it gets louder as you get in front of the largest building on that side of the street.
I'm gonna be really quiet. I'm gonna sneak up so quietly. The most quiet. This is just my internal dialogue, telling myself how quiet I am being.
You are being quiet. You are being quiet enough. You are successfully quiet. As you reach the front door of this building, you can see a shining golden sign hanging above the door that reads hotel. And the closer you get to the door, the louder the kind of scratching noise sounds.
Is there a window I can? I'm used to windows more than doors. Is there a window I can peek into?
There is one window on each side.
I'm
They are
coming to-
very dark. It appears dark when you look through them.
Oh, it's very dark in there. It is quite dark. I have discovered that much.
Yes, it is quite dark.
I'm gonna go back and report what I've learned. I'm very sure that it's very dark inside of that hotel. Hotel. It says it on the sign. Yes.
A place for owls.
Yes, a hotel. I think they have owls. Owls like to. They like it dark. They're nocturnal, something like that.
I can see in the dark, but I am small and soft.
Yes, me too.
I can see in the dark, and I am not small and soft.
Should we all just go check it out?
Sure.
All right. So you approach this door. It is very clearly a hotel door, written above. If you push on it, the doors open inward, and like some dust falls down from the door, and everything inside is covered in sheets. It's very, very dim lit. It's not completely dark in there. It looks like some floating candles maybe still around, places here and there, just casting enough light where you can make out furniture, a desk, and some stairs and things of the sort. You do hear rustling from multiple corners of the room. It is a square room.
Hello?
You get
Is
no,
anyone there?
you get no vocal response, just more scratching noises.
In a corner of the room, I'd like to make a small shower of sparks.
Okay. Roll initiative. Yes, all of you, even if you haven't quite walked in the door yet.
It's odd for me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Do not be sorry. It could not have happened any other way.
So I've got Hattie 5, Whisper 11, Snow with 12, Yuri, and what is your initiative modifier, Ella?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So as you cast your shower of sparks in the corner of the room, you see 2 small shadowy figures dart from that corner towards you. They are small, black, shadowy creatures with little yellow eyes, and they look right at you and stop about 10 feet in front of you. So, first up is Whisper.
Okay. I would like to bonus action rage,
Okay.
and then I can reach run from using my movement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I don't know how to do advantage on D&D Beyond.
You just roll it twice, babe.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna attack one recklessly.
Okay.
Wait, do I get reckless at this level? I do not. Never mind.
So you are raging, and
Yes,
you are
just
going to
raging.
attack.
And let's roll that attack.
All right.
21.
21 will hit.
Ten damage.
So you see this little shadowy creature and you say, "Not today." And you swing your greatsword and you cut right through him as he dissipates right before your eyes. And he is dead.
Turn back to the others. It's time to fight. And I think that's my turn.
All right. Snow. You see one in front of you. And from another corner rustling, you see 2 more come out.
How far away from them am I?
The one in front of the group is about 10 foot, and the other ones are probably about 25 foot away from the group. So if you're at the back of the group, maybe 5 more feet distance from that.
Okay, I'm just gonna cast Thorn Whip at it.
Okay. You are going to Thorn Whip it.
23 to hit.
23 will hit. 4,
And 5 damage.
So you lash out your whip of thorns towards this little creature, and it grabs a hold of him and hurts him a little. And he doesn't look like he really likes that too much. So Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, if that is EOT, this little angry guy is gonna retaliate for the pain and suffering of his friend who just died mercilessly before his eyes. And he will try to scratch at Whisper. Does 16 hit you, Whisper?
Yes, it does.
So you will take 5 slashing damage, and because you're raging, you will take half, I believe, so only 2.
Nice. Yep.
And then he will that will be the end of his turn. So he will do you only 2 slashing damage as he scratches you with his little claws.
I laugh at him.
Yuri, you are up.
Yeah, I know how to deal with you. You're not eating my toes today. My toenails are just now growing back. I had a good night's sleep. Made me realize how much I dislike you. I dislike you so much. 12, does it hit?
12 does hit. Meets it, beats it. Armor class of 12.
Take 4 points with your teeth.
All right. So you get a hold of him and do some damage, and he's not really looking in the best condition, but he's still standing. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm done, but I'll be back.
So
Wait, no,
okay.
I forgot. Has he attacked anything yet?
He did. He attacked
And-
Whisper.
But I have a finesse weapon, so I get to add 5 points.
And he disappears in front of you.
You'll never eat toes again.
The one of the 2 that had come from the other corner sees its friend and is also not very happy with you. And he makes a scratching noise as he comes forward and tries to scratch you. And let me see. 5 does not hit you, does it, Yuri?
No way.
So he's nowhere near as fancy or finessey as you are and misses. Ella, it is your turn.
We can take these brainless morons. And that's a vicious mockery at the one that just attacked Yuri, so wisdom 14 save.
Okay. Alright, well, they're not very wise. Both of them, or just the one? Just the one, right? So
Yeah,
he fails.
okay. He takes 4 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at Hattie after you, good sir, and I will give him a bardic inspiration. That's a d6 you can add.
Okay.
And I'm
EOT?
done.
Okay, perfect. So as this other creature, out of the 2 of them, hears you insult his friend, he is ever so insulted and tries to. Does a 21 hit you, Ella?
Yes, I think it should.
All right, that will be 5 slashing damage as his little shadowy claws dart out and scratch your arm. Hattie.
Oh, I wish it would have been another way. I see 3, yes? 3?
2.
1, 2, 3. Ah, that one's dead. I see 2. Okay. Well, I suppose. Hand, please do something appropriate. And I will cast Jim's Magic Missile, hitting one of them with 2 and the other with 1. I believe a 14 hits.
Yes.
All right. So each of them takes 2d4, and I rolled max damage. So that is 8 damage to the first one and 16 damage to the second.
They both die.
Ha! Good job, Hand. I approve.
They both disappear in front of you. And the room seems to brighten just a little bit more as these 4 shadowy figures disappear. And you see the desk. It's covered in a drape. It's got some dust on it and some chairs and things around like a hotel lounge. And you see a set of stairs that go up. Still a little dark above the stairs, but they're more lighted now at the bottom.
Guys, that was awesome. We are heartless killing machines.
Don't blame me, it was my hand.
They're heartless. We are. They're heartless.
Yeah, but we're incredible.
Oh, we're killing the heartless. We're heartless killing
There you
machines.
go.
I'm not a mathematician.
It's okay. It's confusing. Where to next?
The upstairs
would
looks kind of shadowy.
I would like to look at the desk. There might be something to know.
Go for it.
So you like to investigate the desk? Okay.
It is definitely a desk with a 6.
Yeah, it's you see a hotel clerk's desk with a ledger on the top of it that has some names written in it, and it looks like nobody's stayed in quite a long time. The last date, almost 8 months ago, and it's very elegantly written, but very empty in any time to the new. And it's covered in dust, and you don't find anything else on the desk.
Well, this didn't fall right away.
Should
Let's
we
head
check
to-
upstairs?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So if you head up the stairs, you go up a decently sized staircase. And when you reach the top, it stretches down a long hall where you see several rooms on each side, about 5 on each side, pretty decent size. There's a scratching noises down along the way, and it's very shadowy and dark, similar to the way it was when you had entered downstairs.
Do we just want to dive into fighting the Heartless?
May as well.
I go to a room that sounds like it's scratching and I throw open the door.
All right. So you open the first door on the right, and you hear a scratching sound. And when you enter, a swarm of bats flies out.
Ah!
But there's no more scratching when the bats leave.
Well, no Heartless.
I do believe that bats have hearts.
Let's see if there's anything in this room of interest.
You see a bed, a nightstand, a vanity station with a wash basin on it, and an armoire for clothing storage. very plain, nothing too exciting, and everything is empty. Except for a small Word of the Queen book in the drawer of the end table.
Do not
I
touch
will.
it. It's probably a trap.
Well, it's just a book.
Let's be careful. I've seen traps before. Let me check. No, it seems fine. I think it's fine.
When you pick the book up, it seems to be a standard bedside hotel Word of the Queen book that you would find anywhere, with inspiring quotes inside of it, telling you to live your life justly and be a person of love. And there's hearts drawn all through the pages.
I told you it was a trap.
Nothing about beheading in there, though.
Anything about behearting?
Nothing about behearting.
Oh, it's just one of those self-help books. We don't need this.
All right, so that is the first door on the right. You have 4 more doors on the right and 5 on the left.
Does one have scratching again?
Third door on the left.
I start heading to that one, but I look back at my party to make sure we're ready, and I'll throw it open again.
All right. We're going to just keep same initiative order, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. So as you throw this door open, you find 2 more of these little heartless creatures, similar to the ones that you saw downstairs. However, these ones look a little bit different. These ones are round and look like floating gaseous balls with 2 bright yellow eyes and 4 spiky purple, looks like horns around it. There's 2 of them, and as soon as you fling the door open, they turn around and their eyes beam at you.
Heap.
Whisper, you are first in initiative.
Alrighty. I am just gonna charge in and take a swipe at one.
Okay.
Why is my thing being difficult? It won't let me click where I clicked before.
To roll
Attack.
on your greatsword?
Yeah.
Well, let me just see why this thing does its thing. Equipment. Actions. All right. 15 will hit. And that is 13 damage. You are not raging anymore.
No.
So that hits and that does damage. That's your action. Do you have anything else you want to do, or is that going to be it?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. All right. Snow. It is now your turn.
I'm just gonna come in with my thorn whip again, I think.
With your thorn whip again. Perfect.
16 to hit.
16 will hit.
2 damage.
Same one or the other one?
I'll go for the same one.
Okay. All right. So this guy looks like he's a little hurt. They're not responding very well to your damage dealing. They don't like it. Okay. So one of them, the one that you have not attacked at all, is going to move forward and try to attack Whisper with her giant sword that is very scary to them. 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
All right, you are going to take 7 necrotic damage.
Whew.
And it will attach itself to you
Uh-oh.
as you feel it suck into your body and kind of possess you.
Uh-oh.
All right. Yuri.
Come on out. I'm not gonna hurt you. No. I'm gonna attack the other one though.
Okay.
That might be a perfect natural 20.
It most certainly is.
Yes. And once again, 5 points of damage, but I found that spot for 5 more points. And plus double damage, however it's done.
You kill him. He dies.
I said I'm not going to hurt you. I didn't say I wouldn't kill you.
He dissipates in front of you. Ella, you see one disappear and the other one is inside of your friend.
I have no idea what to do with this. Please leave my friend, and we won't kill you. I think that's all I do. That's my turn.
Okay. The little heartless guy that is possessing Whisper makes Whisper do a little shimmy, does the shopping cart dance move, and maybe even the weed whacker for a moment before he exits her body. And it is now Hattie's turn.
I pull out my hand, I look at it, and I say, "You did well before. Can you do it again?" And I will cast Magic Missile again.
All right.
That's a 21 to hit.
That does hit.
And since there's only the one left in the room at this point, yes?
Yes.
So he's going to get all 3. Good times. So that's another max damage. So that's 24 damage.
He dies.
Well, good job, hand. And I put it back in my pocket.
Amazing.
That said, my mortality is a bit of an issue. I have limitations, and we should not try to do this too many more times, at all, because I have discovered that my hand has many talents. I don't know how long I can push it for. In fact, I think it might do to not rely on it much further.
I'm also super hurt.
Here. Just a moment. And I place my hands on Whisper for a moment and say a few words. And we can have 12 points of healing.
Nice. You said 12?
Yes.
Back to full.
Perfect. All right. So you have gone in the first room on the right and the third room on the left. You hear only one more room has any scratching sounds, and it's the fourth door on the right.
What do you say, Hattie? You good for one more round? You sound like a dog.
Hey, that's my line.
So you move down the hallway and you approach this last door that has some scratching sounds.
I'm gonna pause before it, and then second verse, same as the last two. Kick open the door.
And you kick the door in, and you see two more of the little shadowy, heartless guys that were on the first floor.
Let's charge in.
Yeah. Whisper, you are up.
Alrighty. I will. I'll not rage.
Okay.
These rolling dice are not good for my computer. But a 12 is what I rolled.
12 will hit, meets it, beats it.
Perfect. And that's 7 damage.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a slash at this boy, and you hit him pretty hard. He looks kind of hurt. And he doesn't like that. So he's going to slash back at you with his claws. 20 hits, right?
Oh, yes.
For 5 slashing damage. And that will be EOT. Snow.
I'll hit him with another thorn whip.
All right.
Or maybe not.
7 does not hit. All right. Yuri.
I'm sorry. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and therefore, take that.
23 does hit for 5 damage.
Yes, and also, a little twist to the knife.
Is this on the one that they hit already, or a different?
Yes, of course.
All right.
You think I'm going after something fully powerful? No.
All right. It will die. It will die. And its friend next to it does not like that one bit. And his shadowy claws lash out at you, Yuri, for 21 to hit.
It's so much of a hit. Too much.
5 slashing damage.
Oh.
And it is Ella's turn.
I take a deep breath and I will try to stab at it with rapier.
Okay.
That's 22 for 6.
All right. It will hit.
I would say you should pick on someone your own size, but there's very few that are as small as you. And that's my turn.
All right. Hattie.
I pick up my hand and I look at it and I say, "Okay, hand, do your." Nope, hand's done. So I suppose. No. I guess. Okay, other hand, and I will attack it with a dagger because that's the only other option I have at the moment.
Okay.
20 will hit.
Yep.
And then that's 4 damage.
And he dies.
Good job, other hand. First hand, you did good, but you could use some stamina.
And as the final shadow creature goes down, the upstairs of the hotel becomes lit again. And all of the candles that were previously lit in the hotel before the Heartless took it over are lit again. And all of the rooms magically seem to snap back into clean and cleanly order. No dust, no nothing. The desk is shining, the bell on the desk able to ding ding dong, and it is back to its normal operational status, sans employees. So you've cleared the hotel. And if you look outside, the street around the hotel seems a bit brighter. Still dark on the end, but you are able to take a little rest here in this hotel to recover your stamina that you're needed. And this is where we will leave it. And we will pick up clearing the rest of the second district next week.